Yeah. All right, everybody. Welcome. I screwed up the intro. Sorry about that, everybody. I played the intro and then I did it, and now it's the right one. So this is the Sunday show. This is the All Things Fantasy Ground talk show, the show that's meant to teach and help. But please keep in mind that the opinions stated by the four of us on the show tonight are not that of Smiteworks USA LLC or Fantasy Grounds or DM's Guild. So please just remember that. Tonight's subject will be module conversions and content faux pas in Fantasy Grounds. And before we bring our special guest in, let me introduce my co-hosts. Mr. Drake Takes, how are you?
Doing good, Rob. I'm happy to be here on a Sunday. I think it's my last show of the year since probably won't be here next week. If I do make it, I will be. It would be a surprise, but
Yes.
I don't even know my mom's internet.
Drake
She just
Takes
moved
is
into her
going
new
to
house.
be in the middle of the Canadian wilderness in the mountains next week. I don't know where you're going to be, and so he won't be
Atlanta.
here. So Drake
Atlanta.
will be here tonight, and then back on February 20th. Furied Fate, how are you?
I'm good. I'm actually here on time, and hopefully, I will also be able to be here next week.
Excellent. Yeah, next week we'll do probably it'll be the day after Christmas, so it'll probably just be like a fun little show, give away prizes. I mean, we always give away prizes, but
That's called the grilled ham and cheese show.
is that what it's going to be called? Okay.
That's leftover ham.
And we have an OG host here who has left the show some time ago, but is back on occasion. And Mr. Leroon, how are you, sir? Welcome.
I am great. I had a chottery board, or a kokuchi board, as you would call it, for dinner.
A kokuchi board. I like the sound of that. It's got the word coochie in it. I'm down.
But it's a chottery board. It's basically just a bunch of meat, cheese, and crackers and fruit and that sort of thing.
Well, that sounds like something that would be...
Clean out the fridge day or something?
Kind of, but it's a little healthier than that, but not much. You got salami and cold cuts and, all that kind of stuff. So
I got a knock on my door a couple hours ago. My neighbors, who I'd never met, came and they gave me like a little tin with treats in it, and I haven't even took the cover. I don't even know what's in it. I haven't. Maybe there's snickerdoodles, they said, but that was nice. Nice.
Yeah.
And they had like a stack of 4 of them, and they were going to the houses and giving them out.
Cool.
So yeah, that was nice of them. All right, let's go to Fantasy Grounds here. We have updated it. I just updated it because the red thing was flashing before the show. Yeah, so we were gonna just mention this is not what the show is about. We were just gonna mention really quick the new look over here. So I both love and hate it. I absolutely love the way these look and how easy they are to read, these side buttons. But what I don't love is if you have your UI set. I think I have mine set at 120, or it's so that it can be a little bit bigger on stream so people can read it. And if you do that and you open up everything, watch what happens when I click this one. That scroll bar comes on the side and kind of blocks the right portion of it, and I don't like that. I would almost rather it not be there, but maybe they can't do that. So, But that's not what we're going to talk about. Leroon, what are we going to talk about today?
Let's talk about converting modules. This kind of goes in line with creating your own content or doing a conversion for either yourself or for some money, DM's Guild, whatever. There are some best practices and there are some things to watch for. We're not going to go necessarily into every little single thing about creating a module, but the main thing we want to look at is, what's the scope of what you're trying to do? What types of tools would you might need? And some of the things to look out for, and then also maybe touch a little bit on using a text editor. In this case, it'd be Notepad++. So I know Rob and I don't know, Drake and Fury, have you worked with that at all? Using the
Oh no, that is way above my mental capacity.
I don't
there's
use it that often, but what I've known for quite a while is I'm not very strong in it, and by doing these types of shows and by talking about it and pointing things out and rubbing my own nose in it, basically I eventually figure it out, and it's something that's important that you grasp, early on when you're doing conversions, is working with the text itself to format it before you put it into Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, so Notepad, for those of you that don't know, Notepad++ is a free application. You can just Google it and go right to download it, and download it, boom, you got it. That's free. And it doesn't have any malware, and it's very popular and used by a lot of people. And as Leroon was saying, it's good for helping you to format. A lot of times when you are making a module or even converting a module for Fantasy Grounds, whether you're taking information from a PDF that's been given to you or copying it off a website, maybe there's an adventure website that you're like, hey, this is cool, I want to put this in Fantasy Grounds. Whatever the source might be, if you directly paste into Fantasy Grounds, sometimes there's a lot of problems. There's ligatures, which are like some of those weird double Fs or FL or FR that you see. And then there's
double spaces.
Double spaces.
Yeah,
There's also quotes and tick mark, apostrophes and semicolons and colons and all that kind of stuff can sometimes be graphically interpreted rather than an ASCII code or the proper thing. So a lot of time, like, see, I've got a bunch of macros in here that I haven't used these in a couple years because I basically kind of got out of the conversion game myself. Members of Team Tui do it, and I've more moved away from that myself. But I wrote a bunch of these macros to help me with that, and so we'll kind of show you some of those, or if you guys have examples that you're wanting to know about in chat, we can help you with that. But anyway, go ahead, Leroon.
All right, so I want you to try to find a source that we can copy and paste from to kind of show what the things to look out for. While you're doing that, we can yap about Fantasy Grounds, kind of putting you on the spot. But I'm sure you can find some text out there that you want to use. And some sources are better than others. Like if you get something from a third-party publisher, and I'm not going to name names, but sometimes it's a photograph, so you can't do anything about that. You're just going to have to retype everything. Or you might get something that's close, but it's not the correct format for the D&D 5e rule set. And with the new 5.5 coming out, that's going to change again. So when you are parsing information into Fantasy Grounds, it gets interpreted differently from different sources because of the way it's formatted, because of the spacing, and because of the program that they use to create it. So if they use Adobe, it's probably not too bad, but if they use like Nitro PDF or one of those other programs, it could be a little different in how the formatting comes out. So if it's broken in the beginning, it's going to be broken all the way through until you kind of get an understanding of what to look for. So what Rob's doing right now is he's highlighting some text out of a PDF. This is just an example of the type of thing that you're going to have to come across when you're doing conversions if you're going to do it in this format. So go ahead, Rob, paste that in.
So, and I actually have a video. There's a video and also a PDF in the YouTube video on how to make a module, and most of that information is still current. So, and as a matter of fact, here, let me give the people the link. Let's just look that
Yep,
up real
let's do
quick.
that. So while he's doing that, the module is a little bit dated, but 90% of it's still accurate. It's clickable. There's links on it. You're able to follow through, watch the video. It kind of gives you the plan of attack, like the best practices. So here's a example that he's going to bring
Right,
up.
and I'm actually using my own module, but this kind of walks you through, and it should have in the description of the video. It should have. Oh wait, was this? Hold on, maybe hold on guys. Oh,
No problem.
Yeah, creating a module in Fantasy Grounds, beginning to end, part 1. So I guess there's part 2. That should have a PDF that accompanies it.
Yep.
A module,
in the
you must
description.
open a campaign in Fantasy Grounds. Now, I
Yeah,
have
okay,
already
let's just
started
listen
this.
to my high-pitched voice. Who gives a crap?
So while he's figuring that out, he's basically going to give you the link for the PDF download and also the a shortcut to the video, so that later after the show, or if you're watching this in the future, it's something to refer back.
Boy, I could have swore that was in the. I could have swore that was
Is
in.
it in part 2? Did you put it in part 2?
Let's even see about part 2.
Yeah. So this topic's been covered before. It's something that comes up from now and again, and I've seen this a lot. What happens is you get an influx of newer people that want to start doing their own thing in Fantasy Grounds instead of just using the modules that come with it or that you get from the DM's Guild. And if you plan on doing any conversions for the DM's Guild, you kind of eventually have to get proficient with the tool and you meaning the Notepad++ and how Fantasy Grounds works. So there's shortcuts and there's all kinds of little commands and things to make your job easier when you make conversions or when you create your own content. So use a text editor. Don't use Word or something like that.
Yeah, and this is Notepad++ is your friend because it basically can help you to change any text that has mistakes, and you'll see what we mean when we do it. So I guess what I did was here. It's on the Fantasy Grounds forums. I'll give everybody the link to this thread. I guess what I did is I put the I put all the files, including the PDF, in this zip file. Yeah, so just download that. Yep. Here is a PDF and a mod file. Yeah, so there you go. It's
cool.
It's everything you need to sort of walk through making your own module. And it's got like 13 different. It's got how you do the images, how you do the NPCs, how you do the story entries, how you do all the stuff. So
yeah, so it's a plan of attack basically.
Right. So so the reason we wanted to show that to everybody is so that you have the whole thing, because we're not gonna recreate that on the show today. We're just gonna talk about certain elements of it.
Right.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
So the next thing we want to do is we're going to create a story entry or some sort of text, but we need to consider making a group. So when you do create your own content, if you're going to do it as you go, or if you're going to do it all at once, it will behoove you to make yourself a group. So we want to make a group in any sort of data type that you're making. So if it's a story entry or parcels or tables, so go ahead and make your group, Robbie.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, are we supposed to be able to? Oh, I think Then you have to click there to edit it. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like that before.
We're gonna call this chapter 1, maybe. I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The great thing is that you can always go back and change it if you mess up.
But don't wait till the end to do that, because once you have things linked together, it could break your links.
Yes. Okay, so go ahead.
So go ahead and create your first page. So you can either right-click in the field or click that little green plus button on the bottom right corner. And let's give this a title. And the importance of this is to make sure you number it correctly. So you want to precede it with 00.00. Just have 2 digits on either side.
Yeah.
And a reason.
2 digits is good. If it's going to be something huge, like if you're writing a thing that's going to be level 1 to 20, or some giant thing that has hundreds and hundreds of pages, you might be doing yourself a favor using 3 digits. But normally, two will
Two
do
will
it because
suffice.
you can go from 0 to 99. But in this case,
Right.
you can go all the way to 999. So.
And the reason you want the placeholder on the left of the period or the decimal is because if you have 1, 10, or 100, and you don't have that extra zero in there, they don't line up correctly when you go down the list. They'll be out of order. So 0, 1 is what you'd want for chapter 1. You don't want just 1 because it when it lines up in your view for your story entries, it doesn't line up properly.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah,
like if
so
I made another one real quick and just called it 1.0 like that.
Yep. And then do another one called 10.
And then
Yeah. See, that works okay,
so
but
yeah. So what what doesn't work?
well, you can put something in between there, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Like, what about 9.0?
How do you not break it on a purpose? Right
So there you
now?
go.
That's
So
funny.
so there's 9 coming after 10
right.
because
And
it does
you don't
it,
want that.
It does it by the first digit, so it goes 0, 1, 1, 9. But if you look at the numbers, we want it to be 0, 1, 9, 10. So
Yep.
if I correct it by putting in, this is 9, this one's 10, this one's 1, all with leading zeros, then it's right, 0, 1, 9, 10, like that.
Right. And the other importance is that it will link together. So if it's in the same story and you have it laid out that way, when you use the arrow at the bottom, it'll actually navigate to the next page or the next chapter.
Oh, right.
So that's okay. You didn't have to show that, but
So
Yes,
oops, that's I didn't. I meant to. Where was I? Right here. I copy this, right?
yeah. So he's copying out of his PDF.
Now, if we paste it right in, it's going to be jacked.
So right now you got what, double spaces in there, probably triple in some areas.
Right.
I don't know what that stray T is.
So that
but
I'll tell you what that is.
capital T.
That's a
So
drop
that's
down.
no, that is
A big
a
old T.
graphical T that's here. This.
Yeah, it's the drop cap. Yep.
Right. So
There's a name, a drop cap.
you can. I didn't even know it. Yeah, you can. I can hit delete, fixes that. Then I can highlight all this and put Control J, and it'll clean that up. And go up here and do Control 2. So I can make it happen. But what's easier is to be able to just copy stuff from a PDF into Notepad++ and then run a macro that you would build. Now that's getting way into the weeds, everybody. Like, this isn't going to be a class on macros. But Notepad++ allows you to start recording, and you can build macros. Like a lot of these that you see here, the FIFL, these are to take out those ligatures I was talking about. There won't be any of those in
that one.
In this PDF, but a lot of PDFs have them. And then
so the spaces, what about that one? That's the most common one.
Oh yeah, so like let's see if there are
double spaces.
So
Control
search.
F. Yep.
Double space. Let's see if there is any. No.
No.
So good on me for making a PDF that isn't jacked.
Yep.
But
you'll have double spaces in between the words, and you won't notice it right away.
Right.
And it's kind of sucks.
Let's just show an example of making one macro. Let's start to record.
All right.
And then I'm going to search and replace. But you need to know, like, what is a carriage return? Is it caret R? Is it caret
I think so.
R with space? So I want to try. I'm going to try to. No, that's not it. Oh wait.
Yeah, the text is too clean.
It's no, it's /R. It's this.
Oh.
It's /R.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm doing, everybody, is I'm trying to tell it to replace all the end of the line carriage returns with just a space, so that it'll make the whole paragraph. Let's see if that works.
Yep.
No, it doesn't.
And that's because it's already clean.
No, but it should. It should do it. It should. Let's see. Regular expression. Replace. No, it should do it. It's even though it's clean. I'm asking it to basically do that, right?
Oh, okay.
And it should do it. But I'm not an expert at this. So once again, on the Sunday night show, I try to show people something that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
But nonetheless, he's trying to build a shortcut for himself. So when you get into module creation, you highlight the text, you run the macro, and you're done, or
Yeah.
pretty much done. You still have to go back through it and kind of look at it, but it strips out that the formatting so that it's not all jacked up in Fantasy Grounds.
Right.
And go ahead.
This was maybe a bad example because this PDF that I made, I made it knowing what
It's
the thing.
cleaned up.
It's clean. Yeah, it's clean because I know about what I was doing for Fantasy Grounds. So I maybe should have tried to pick. Let's do that. Let's get a random. Let's just get some.
You got to have something in your library.
Oh, I'm sure I do, but let me just go.
Just grab some random PDF off the internet.
Yeah, just some rando thing that I've never seen.
This is more actual
Yes.
what people are going to try to do.
Yeah, this is more reality here. Or go off the DM's Guild and download something there.
5e Adventure PDF. 18 free D&D. Okay, let's see. Well, those are actually D&D. Those are actually.
Just use the DM's Guild.
Well, but yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah, there's plenty of PDFs there.
Okay, so let's go to DM's Guild.
Just pick one of the guys that you usually work with.
Hello. Just give me.
So while he's doing that, you'll find a lot of PDFs are different when you get them off the DM's Guild because people create them differently. So you're not always going to come across the same problems.
Right. Somebody's going to use Adobe. Somebody's going to use WordPress. Whatever they do.
Yep.
Okay, let's get one that's not official. Let's do.
You got something you already own?
No.
There you go.
Oh, I guess, yeah. I don't know why I'm making this so hard for myself, you guys.
Yep. Just go to your library and download something.
Right. Like, why? How come I'm so stupid? I'm wondering this.
Wait, you're asking us?
I'm asking you guys why I'm so stupid. But see, there's 1,000 things in here.
Yep. But you only need one.
Right. Oh my God! I said to show all. I should have picked 100. This might take a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after a momentary break.
1,400 entries. Oh my God. Here, let's just put an end to that.
Hey, Irish lad, how you doing? Australis plays.
All right, let's do 100. That'll be. All right, now
later that night, yeah.
Free map. Oh my God! Just here.
There you go.
Give me.
It's all maps. That's what we need.
Okay. Get past the numbers. A dozen deranged. No, that's no. Oh, a small problem. That is an adventure.
Okay. It's very thematic.
Okay, so
We're having a small problem here finding out what to download here. See, there's InDesign, there's an Astral version. Yeah, it can get complicated here.
all right, so now we'll use this. All right. So let's say we were going to just do like this right here, like introduction, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So let's see what happens if we try to put this directly in Fantasy Grounds.
Star luck, it'll be perfect.
Yeah, isn't that interesting that it made that? That's weird.
Yeah, I know.
So I could.
It might be because you already had something there. The
It could be
formatting
that.
is there. Yeah.
Control J.
So
Yeah.
he's highlighting the text using a command Control J to strip out the line.
Mhm.
for
And
the
all
carriage.
those commands are in the user's manual. Once if you're making a module, you'd know what they were.
Yep. So there's 6 shortcuts. So Control 1 is regular text, Control 2 is a header, Control 3 is something. I don't remember them
Yeah,
all
so
by heart.
Control
But
1 makes it regular text, Control 2 makes it bold, Control 3 makes it a text bubble,
oh, that's
Control
right.
4 makes it a bullet point, Control 5 makes it a link, but you have to put the link, and then Control 6 is table.
Yep.
And then
So
if you're in the table, you can do Control Tab to add columns.
Yes.
But yeah, you would know all that. And then luckily Control Z does work.
Yep.
That always wasn't a thing. I don't think that's a thing in Classic, but it is in Unity.
Yep.
So and
Control Z is your friend.
You can change between any of those back and forth, whatever you want.
Yep.
Yep. So this actually looked like it worked pretty good. Like I don't see any. Now let's go in here a little bit, and I think he made this PDF with.
Yeah, I hear you, Thelgor. It's the resizing of the columns has to do with the way the page stretches. So if you were able to do that, it'd be all jacked up.
Now you can in XML you can make the columns. Actually, hold on a second. Let's see something here. Control 6, and then let me make 3 columns. Now there is.
Yeah, you can do Control plus or minus.
Oh, is that what it is? Control. Yeah, Control plus will make that column wider. Yeah, you can do that. Control minus. Yeah.
But there's a minimum there, so depending on how you have it.
Right, but if you wanted to have it be like two short and one really long, you could do that like that.
Yep.
And then of course, if the window's bigger, they look better like that.
Yep.
So yeah, that is a thing. All right, let me go back to see where they're.
Yeah, so Thelgor, you can sort of, size them, but it's still kind of limited because of this page stretching thing. So
this is a pretty nice little
yeah,
thing.
it is.
Bell on Dim's Guild. So I don't. So he used. Luckily, he used a thing that was good with text and didn't cause anything.
Quite often, though, you get people that use it. The whole page is a photograph.
Yes.
So it's just one big photo, and they just pasted it into instead of actually the text.
Right. So then in that case, when you like this, that's what this is. This first page, that's what it is. It's an image. Oh no, I guess it's not. Yeah, but sometimes you can't highlight and copy text because it's an image. So then you have to go out and get either a OCR or whatever that's called, where it reads it and turns it into text.
Oh, geez, that's even a nightmare too.
No, wait a minute. I wonder if this is problematic right here.
So the real thing is like getting familiar with the types of problems that you're going to come across, and you'll know it from publisher to publisher, or author to author, or rule set to rule set. It really depends on what you're converting.
Yeah, so it did the ampersands okay in this case. Sometimes those don't.
Yes. So if you have older modules that were created before Unity, and it's not through one of the teams, and it's an older one that maybe you purchased a long time ago, you might find there's weird characters, or there'll be some numbers in there that don't belong. There was a time when Fantasy Grounds changed the ISO format for the text. So those modules, you have to go back in and edit them if you know what you're doing, and you can fix those. But it's a kind of a pain in the butt, and it's just a formatting thing. And then there's also images. If they get put in the wrong places, the module won't even load. So there's some older modules out there, not necessarily in Rob's camp or one of the other teams, but there is some old stuff out there that no one's touched that probably needs some love, but that just depends on what you're using. So be careful with older modules. You might see that the formatting is going to be all garbled and weird characters and such. So what are you going through? Something that might be jacked up, or?
Yeah, exactly. Let me see what we get with this.
All right. So the internet's the same way. If you download HTML and you copy and paste it, there's going to be a lot of extra spaces and strange stuff. Hey, Diablo Bob, what's up? But
and then there's also like you can there's tools that you can use to make tables.
Like let's show them that.
Okay, so let's see. So let's copy this.
We want to put it in Word or in Notepad first, so we can see what it's composed of. Because a lot of times the sentences will run together, or you have to have a. Sometimes you have to have a delimiter, and yeah.
So this
So
one
that doesn't.
actually that actually looks like it'll work right perfectly.
Yeah,
So
it does.
tables, import text, paste the table here, and then we would call it, the table or whatever the real title is.
Yep.
And then
And if you just look at the formatting there, that's a simple table. So that allows you just to kind of make a real basic table with numbers on the side. But if you want it delimited, you could click that and it would be separated by commas or pipes or whatever you assign to it.
right, so we should have done that.
So be careful with sentences because they could have commas all over the place.
Right.
So you want to use.
In this case, we're lucky because it's commas only, and then so we put delimitated by comma. You can use pipe, colon, semicolon.
Yep.
Column headers in the first row. No.
Yes.
Oh well, I don't think I.
Well,
copied
you don't
that.
have it. Yeah, you didn't copy it. Yeah.
Right here. Let's go back. Yeah, I did. Here. Let's do that.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, let me copy the whole thing, and then that'll show you can't do that really. But let's see. So if I go like this and paste all that in there, so I have.
Yep.
I have party comparison, party strength. So I need to put a comma there.
Yep.
Because it's going to delimitate by and then I need to take this out. Oh,
if you have a complicated table, you'd probably want to do it in Notepad. This one ain't bad, so you can do this.
Right. So we've got column headers in first row. Yes. Table ranges in first column. No, that's just a regular. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. So this should make it.
Yep.
There it is. Boom.
Bring back it up. Yep, bring it up.
Like that.
Yep, there it is. So if you format, do a little work in the beginning, it's easier to have that come out. Now you just roll on it and it should be good. You just pick your output, of course.
Let me see if there's any other table in here. There's also a tool that'll let you make the inline tables like that as well.
Yep.
The just the ones that are in the story entry and not rollables.
Yep.
So that's the same thing. That's just
there's a small table right there. So that'd be a good inline table right there.
I'm trying to find one if there's one that has 1 through 100 is
something
with the
more
numbers.
Complex.
Well, not necessarily more complex, but just with the numbers. Yeah, there's not. Okay. Now this one, this is again another really good PDF that I don't think has graphical problems because I can just copy all that.
It's pretty decent. So that sometimes you'll get a PDF that's mixed, like some of it's text, some of it's photos. I don't know why people do that, but you'll find little bits of it will be photos and the other half of it's text.
I'll tell you
that's
where you
even worse.
Yeah, I'll tell you where you see that a lot is sometimes this is obviously you can copy it, right? Sometimes, let's see if it's this way in this one. The NPC stat blocks will be pictures.
Yes. And that's tough to do.
And that's exactly what's happening here.
Oh my god.
Can't copy it. So then what you have to do is if you know the person that made the PDF, you just ask them, please give this text to me. Yes. If not, you've got to go out and find a way to get an OCR. I've almost never had to do that because when I'm doing conversions for the Fantasy Grounds for DM's Guild authors, I send them an email and say, hey man, we can't copy and paste that text.
But OCR is only as good as the text. So if the text sucks, it can't read it.
Exactly.
So it sucks.
So, but in this case, that's what we had to do. I'm sure this is a long time ago, but I'm sure he just sent me the text of the NPCs.
But that can take a long time because PCs or NPCs alone are already kind of complicated and take a while. But you throw that in there, you're adding quite a bit of time to the conversion.
Yeah.
I would charge someone a lot more for that if I had to go through a whole thing to do that.
Right.
I would say I want a bigger percentage or whatever because that's too much work.
And then for those of you that might not know, there are programs like Engineer Suite and things, and we've done shows on that. Where
they call it Fantasy Module Parser, but it used to be called...
that's right. Fantasy Module Parser is what it's called now. and you can
Yep.
paste all this in. You can copy the whole stat block, paste it in, and then it exports a module that has the it's in other words it builds them for you, so you don't have to go to an NPC, right? You don't have to go here and make a new one and then go one by one this. You don't have to do that. It builds the
Yep.
whole thing for you with the token and the picture and everything.
Yeah, if provided that you have the text for it, because you're still stuck.
Yeah,
If you don't have the text, you're screwed on that. Nothing you can do.
and that's called a Fantasy Module Parser, which you can
Yep.
find out about. You just look that up on.
Now, just remember, it's an evolving piece. It has to change with Fantasy Grounds. It has to. I mean, there's so many revisions, so don't rely on it too much. Because if you do, and you get into building a project, don't update Fantasy Grounds and don't update that parser. That's basically my advice. If you're going to use that tool, then stay with the same build. Don't update both of them and then expect it to
Yeah,
work.
right.
So if you're going to stick with the fantasy module parser just to make NPCs, make sure that your Fantasy Grounds is the same version. Don't upgrade it.
But I did back when it was called back when Masks had it, and it was called NPC Engineer. I think was the first iteration.
Yeah.
And then it was changed to Engineer Suite, and now it's called Fantasy Module Part. But it's all the same idea. And I used NPC Engineer to build Creature Codex.
And it's probably a lot easier.
400. Oh, I mean, if I would have done it manually, it would have taken me a year.
Oh yeah.
And I was able to do it in like 2 months with the NPC Engineer.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. And and I would say my little rule that I used is if there were 10 or more NPCs, it saved you time to use the fantasy module parser rather than just doing them, individually like that.
Yeah.
All right, so now do we want to talk about the thing? The thing?
The new builder, or what are you talking about?
No, yeah, the oh my god, what's the ref manual thing?
Yeah, sure. So they have a new iteration of Fantasy Grounds that includes the reference manual builder. I believe that John and Super Teddy worked on this, and it is a way to create a reference manual. Once you've built your story and you got all your text formatted, go into the options or in the modules and the builders in there. So go to modules.
Wait, modules?
Yes. Right? No, you got to go to your library. Library and then modules.
Oh, modules. Okay. Builder.
Yep. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, no.
So builder is just a newer thing that's kind of like Author. If you guys have ever used Project Author, it's similar. But what we're finding though is that if you use Author and you're still using it, don't upgrade Fantasy Grounds if you haven't already. Because it says if you use better menus, there's a direct link in it for Builder. Yeah. Do upgrade. Okay. Well, all I know is that there's people that are halfway through a project, and when they switch over or they update something, it can break. So Author imports into Builder. That's cool. Yeah, there was a time though where if you upgraded and you didn't have the other side of it upgraded, it would cause you issues. So this just allows you to make a really fancy laid out reference manual, like just kind of like having a book. We're not professionals on it yet. We haven't used it enough, but you can put headers and chapters in here. And it makes it a lot easier to put together a reference manual once you get used to it, get proficient. But the bottom line is you still need to format the text before you put it in there. So that's a tough thing. Yeah, that's cool, Celestian, that I saw you on the forums talking about that. I didn't know exactly what was going on. Yeah, so the reference builder is now included in Fantasy Grounds. They're going to eventually have to go into building everything in Fantasy Grounds. So this will be a way to make it more standardized and not have to use a separate tool from the outside to do this. So that's part of the reason why they have this builder, and it just makes so much more sense. It's a what you see, what you get, WYSIWYG kind of layout, so you're not constantly fighting with that. It's just something that will help people when you're doing conversions. So like Rob's just broken that in there, but you can split the page and all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, Builder is pretty badass. I was watching it being put together in beta, and it was pretty cool. He's showing me like how it works and what some of the things to watch out for. It's going to get better too. So if you guys are using it right now, or you're using Celestian's author, just keep in mind the updating and kind of lining things up. But once you start doing story entries and stuff, it makes it hard to go back. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Is that true, Celestian? Like once you start building in there, is you can't really go back to author? I know you can go one way, but you can't go back to the other. So you can cheer bits for the channel. Yep.
Cheer bits.
Cheer bits.
So let's export that module. This is a new thing. This looks brand new. This is a whole crazy thing now.
Okay, so he says do your work in story entries. Once you're done, import those stories into Builder, and yes, the single direction in the Builder. So if you start with author, you can go into Builder, but once it's in Builder, it's really hard to go back. You'd have to edit XML and all kinds of crap. So don't do that.
So did it work? Yeah. So now we're going to reload.
Yep.
And we're going to look at the thing I just made.
Thelger, you actually can. That's exactly what that thing does. You look forward when you drag sections, a header. That's exactly what you can do with Builder. You can even have a split page where you have two columns instead of just one big wall of text. Zacchaeus put out a video recently. He touched on a lot of the main points of it. He just released that a couple of days ago. So if you want to watch it's not even that long. It's like 15-minute video. It just gives you a rough idea of the features that come along with that. So
no.
I'll look for that. As a matter of fact, while you're doing that, I'll find that video that Zacchaeus put out. It's a good start. Until I get my mind wrapped around it, I'm not going to tackle it. But it's good to know the basics, but you still have to do all your work.
Where the hell's the thing to look for my modules?
What do you mean?
How do I
go to activate?
Huh?
Activate.
Activate? What the hell are you talking about?
Click on the activate button below to add modules. So click on the activate button on the left.
It says store, export, and builder.
Right, I'm not seeing an activate, sir.
Oh, okay.
Where the hell is it?
Yeah. Maybe you don't have any.
Okay.
You don't own any?
No, but I'll bet you there's definitely some problem with any of this crap.
Yeah, yes, extensions. There you go. So another thing is be careful with extensions because those can block things and make things hard on you.
Yeah, when you're module building, you don't want nothing turned on. What did you use to just like run one extension or something, Rob?
No, there were 4 extensions turned on.
Oh, is it 4?
Diablo Bob is saying better module windows was the culprit.
Yes.
It's not so better anymore.
No better.
Click activate below. Yeah, where? Okay,
yep,
here we go. See, activation. Okay, now let's look for test reference manual, right? The one I just built.
Test.
Let's look at it. So I did everything. I did the header. I did text on either side, regular text, image, and then text left with an image and text right with an image. So I did everything. So there it is. And I mean, it would look a lot nicer if I typed a bunch of stuff, but just you get the example. And it's really nice because it automatically, it sizes everything and it makes the image as wide as if you don't move the box like that, but then it centers everything if you drag it out like this and see.
Yep. And it's nice. You can have split columns and that's
so you can actually make a reference manual. But I like Celestian's reminder that the best thing to do is do it all in story first, and then make it import it into your. Is there a? Does it have an import thing? Is there an import?
No, you gotta have to drag the.
Oh, you drag
you
them
did it
all
right.
in.
Yeah,
So
you
then
did it right.
would I do this? Would I say?
You start a data type. You select the data. He says use author.
Yeah, I just use author, but
Yeah.
so how do I get this in here?
You have to make the data type. So remember, make a new window or a new entry in the reference manual first.
And then right there?
You need to, see those different blocks there?
Yeah.
The reference window. The reference window. Right there. Up above. So those are your data types.
Oh, and then
Text block, there's, what's the other ones?
wait a minute. Oh yeah, but if I want okay, so then if I want I'd have to actually like copy this.
Yeah.
Oh, well then why even do it? You're just doing double the work.
You put the link in there, right?
No, I did put the link, but then it only shows the link.
Ah, I see.
See, we'll watch. If I put the link, it only shows the link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the other options, though? I mean, for that.
Well, there's text, there's
What's the other one say?
dual text, there's image, or header block, there's image, and then image left and image right.
Okay. So basically you're saying you have to copy and paste everything in there.
So I would say I don't Celestian, maybe you can import them into Builder, but then how do you do that? I'm not understanding how to do that actually. If it were me, I'd build it in Builder or build it in using Author. Don't try to mix them.
Yeah.
Load
the author
extension
extension
import
first.
into Builder.
Yeah.
But a lot of people I've heard talk about people moving toward just having a reference manual and not even having story entries. And I'm like,
yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but then I don't know. I kind of like to be able to access stuff a couple different ways in case I'm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it does sound like double the work unless you can drag that after the fact, after you create the entry. You can just export without the story entries.
I rarely use the reference manual when I DM. I'm the story entry net.
Yep. Yeah, same here. But
Now
I like it sometimes for searching reasons.
Yeah, a search.
That's the only time I ever use the reference manual if I want to search for something.
And where does this keyword
search?
Where does this keyword get placed? Where is it? Do we know?
It creates keywords, but I don't know what the function is yet. I put a link in the video, or the video link in the chat. So if you guys want to watch Zacchaeus' video, it gives you a better breakdown because we're kind of fumbling through it. This is pretty new to us. So
the thought thing.
Yeah. So they are search words or hidden when you type in the search field.
Okay.
It's built in from the net text on the pages. So that's what that is.
Oh, okay. So then,
keyword search.
If I'm in this reference manual here, then I can go.
You kind of have to have it built in order to make it worth your while. You'd have to have a keyword that you knew was in there.
Well, text is definitely in there. I mean, I put it in there 1,000 times. Text.
Huh.
Oh wait, maybe this is it. Text. Yeah. Okay. Well, so I don't know how that works. I did it before here. Hold on. Let's do something here. Let's open.
It's quick reference links, basically.
Let's open a whole thing that we know is a big thing.
Biggin.
And now search here for unknown. Yeah, so unknown, right? So there we go. So,
yep.
Yeah, so that's how.
That's what it helps build that part of it.
Okay.
Yep.
But then you have to remember to when you're building it, you have to remember to generate that. I guess it doesn't do it automatically.
Probably.
Okay. Let's close that. Let's close this. Let's close that. Let's close everything.
All right. So the main steal here is that get that text formatted and get it built. Like do all your grunt work, like extract your images, get all the text formatted. Get it to a point where you're not dicking around too much in one thing or in the other. You want to put all your work in, and then you put the information in towards the end when you're doing your reference manual. Because if you do it piecemeal, it's much easier to get screwed up. And I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just suggesting that you try not to do that because it can get confusing. You end up dragging the wrong links over, and then you go, oh, wait a minute, I needed a picture for that. And then you're going, so basically you want to follow some kind of feng shui there, because if you don't, oh, there's the ligatures. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm trying to see if there's an example that I can show people, because I've tried to say this verbally to people, and people go, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What FI, FL? They've never seen it. And I'm like, yeah. Just work with some PDFs work with 20,000 PDFs, you'll see it. So I'm trying to find if there's a...
So those little flags, they run into each other, and then when it's picked up, it combines them together, and it doesn't come out right. Yep. But basically, you want to get your text formatted, and that's really the trick. In the beginning, if you do all that in the beginning, it's so much easier in the back end. You try to build your module a little at a time. It's kind of hard to keep track of what you're doing, and you're kind of going back and forth. It takes you 3 times longer, too. Yep, there's some examples there.
But I'm trying to find actual text that has.
Oh, I see.
This is just, these aren't them. This is just a letter, 2 F's, an F, and a B, right? But it's not the actual. But you copy out of a PDF, and that crap like that shows up, and you're like, what the hell?
Yep.
So I'm trying to find. Okay, but if I could copy, that's an image. These are images, though, right? Yeah, they're images.
Probably.
So I can't copy any of that stuff. But believe me, the level of frustration you will experience if you ever run into these things. Okay, here we go. Yes. Okay, so let me find.
Oh, man. There it is. Ligature capital right here.
But these are these weird, these are all these umlauts and all that. But where's just the F? So they
umlaut.
Yeah.
Like something you have for breakfast.
This isn't actually, that's just those letters in the font. That's not the actual thing.
Now, for the time being, it does not. Fantasy Grounds won't recognize accents, or if you spell armor with AMOUR instead of AMOR. It doesn't take any spellings that are beyond U.S. English at the moment. I think they're working on that though, where you can put in stuff so you can have localization. So
my bad. So if I take the cursor, that is not FFL. That is one character.
Mm-hmm.
So now watch. I have a macro called.
Get rid of that. That's his macro called. Get rid of this combination.
Yeah, I think FFL was one that never actually came up. FL was. Okay, fine. You want to fuck with me? You want to make me do an example? Fine. Let's get just FL here. Okay, so what would happen is you would have a PDF.
FL's always given problems.
Yeah, you would have a PDF that had the word flower in it. FLOWER, right? And you copy it and you paste it. And instead of... And you could... So, see, that's... I typed out the word flower. That's what it looks like. And this is the word flower, but that is not FL. That is one thing that has the F and the L slammed together. So now I'm going to run my macro that I have, which is just to replace those FLs with FL. And there you go.
With actual FL.
See, there you go. So you see when I was doing this, I had macros for FL, FI, PF, and fucking PF Changs, and fucking Chipotle and everything else. Spaces.
Can you export those? Those shortcuts?
That's the problem, is you cannot export macros.
Boo.
Yeah. And at one point, I was going to try to do that for people and say, hey, here's the... But I never could find a way to export these macros. And if you look at the macro, if you look at it, like, how do you...
Now, what's the PF? Was that Pathfinder?
No, it was that's just another one of the things. PF is
Oh.
another stupid one
Oh,
of
I
those.
see.
Yeah, you'd get, and it wouldn't, it was a PF slammed
Oh,
together,
you have
right?
one that's well, it's a multiple one, like more than
Yeah,
one.
and I'm trying to look there. I thought there was a way that you could look at the macro and see
Uh-huh.
see what it is.
Oh, how it's built.
Yeah. Oh my God. I record that was recording the whole time.
Run a macro. Oh, modify. Yeah, it's on the very bottom. Modify shortcut. Delete macro. I don't know if that's it, but yep.
Modify.
Yeah, I guess that kind of shows you.
Ooh, no.
That gives you shortcuts.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
so
hold on. Oh my God. No, no. Okay. I don't.
hit
I almost,
cancel.
yeah. So here, let me just look at the FL one. No. Okay. FL. Now
Yep.
let me modify it. Oh my God. I don't.
There's a modify button. Yeah,
Why is this highlighted?
I don't know.
Okay.
And
So that only lets you modify this. That only lets you modify the command. I
Yeah.
want to.
you want to look at the actual thing.
Yeah, I want to see.
So a little lesson in the text editors. They can get pretty complex if you don't use them. There are other ones like Sublime Text. But some of those are paid. So this one is actually free. You can self-teach yourself a lot of this, without going through all this. But you got to practice with it, and that's the thing is, Rob would not have known to do all that unless he come across
Yeah, well, and how I learned to do all this is
suffering.
gun to my head. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
suffering.
I said I'll convert that for you, and then I start running into these problems, and then I get a hold of the author, and I'd be like, hey, this PDF has weird text in it, and they would say to me, I don't fucking know. I just made it with Adobe or whatever, and then I'm like, oh shit. So then I just basically Googled like, how do you fix this? And I didn't even know what a ligature was 5 years ago, and now. So now I'm looking to see if I can.
I didn't know what it was about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's just two characters that run together, and it puts out the output is wrong.
I thought I was in your leg. I pulled my ligature.
Yeah. So Fury, do you think you could do this if you did a little studying?
Fury's vacuuming.
Okay.
Your mic. She's pushed to talk. You're pushed to
That's
talk,
all right.
Fury.
Yeah. That's
You
why
can-
I said she's
she's
muted.
She might have been
No,
saying.
no, I'm still here, guys. I'm still here.
All right.
She might have been saying stuff. Yeah, because she's not used to.
No, I just asked her if she she went to eat. We're just asking if you could figure this out someday.
Yeah, I mean, it seems easy enough. I think it's just something like I would have to go through and like practice and learn. But like, it looks pretty, I guess, easy. I mean,
Yep.
it looks complicated, but I mean, it's like one of those things. Like once you practice it, once you start doing it, you'll understand it. It's pretty simple. The tools are all there. It's not rocket science quite yet, but
Yep.
Oh,
I agree with you. But the time suck is probably the main thing that people don't want to deal with. Is
exactly.
the time.
Yeah, that's why I pay like people like Rob to do shit like this. I'm like, here you go, buddy. Go ahead.
Right.
by the way,
You take my money.
this is a cool thing. Notepad++ can do a lot of really powerful things.
Yep.
Like for example, when I changed my
Wait. You say powerful things? Can it do my taxes?
probably
You could actually.
probably.
Oh, that is powerful.
If
Okay.
you set up some macros, it could. If it knew your income and all that stuff, you could probably do a lot of it.
So there's find, right? If you have a file, there's find, there's replace, there's find in files. So when I changed my email,
Yep.
I went in here and I put my old email and I put my new email, right?
Yeah, and subbed it out.
And I put I just did the C drive. I just did the C drive and the D drive, right? And it went through and replaced my old email with my new email on every single file on my hard drive. It took like 6 hours.
Wow.
And then I did the D drive, and it was so awesome because every Fantasy Grounds module I ever made, every PDF, everything I ever made that had my old email in it, the new email's in there right there. You know, I mean, imagine doing that manually. Fuck that. It would have just never got done.
Yeah.
So and this is just a one cool thing that you can do. And there are some really powerful, like if you make a module, let's say you make a module and oh man, I can't even really come up with a good example, but I had somebody, maybe it was Matt Curie that helped me with it, or even John Gregory, Moon Wizard. It ended up looking for like I need to replace all these things, right? I need to replace everything that starts with new, but maybe has anything after that, but also ends in ER, and then it ended up looking like
oh jeez,
like something like that. There's crazy shit you can do with this, and and anything you can think of. Like I need to replace every word that starts with N, but that ends with B, but doesn't matter what's in the middle, and I need to change that to start with N and end with B, but also add LY. Like it's insane. You can do anything you can think of, but you just have to know how to do it.
You can also do you could do case as well. So if you got a document and everything's in uppercase,
yes,
you can change the case to it to help. It would be easier to fix that than the other way, where you put everything as large caps and try.
Can you install it on your phone so when somebody caps you could just fix it real quick?
Well, it wouldn't fix the beginning sentence, but it would fix a majority of it.
Yeah.
Like 90% of it.
But you can do insane things like I want to look through this file and any number that I don't know why you would ever want to do this, but I'm just making an example. Any number that's divisible by 2, I want to add 1 to it. Like, it'll do insane. But I mean, but that search and replace in all files on your hard drive, I don't know any other program that does that. And this Notepad++ isn't even meant for that, but it can just do that.
So it'd be like good for like a company that's got like a whole listing of phone numbers and they updated their area code and
yeah, 100, yeah, totally. Or Facebook could go use this program to change everything they say at Facebook to Meta. They could just do it all in one swoop. Let's say you're a traditional person who gets married and changes your last name. You could go into your hard drive and change your maiden name to your married name in one step on every document you've ever made. It's insane.
Or just select documents too. Yeah.
You can also do that. Yeah. You can do it just in one directory. You can do it on the whole hard drive. Whatever the hell you want. You can do it in just certain files. You can just do it only in text files, right? Only in TXT, but whatever. It's very powerful. It has nothing to do with making Fantasy Grounds modules, but it's just amazing.
All right, so let's give away a prize.
Let's do it. Let's give away a prize.
What's the prize today?
Unknown whom? Oh no, a DM Guild.
Well, we don't want to limit it to just that. We'll do any DM's Guild.
Why aren't you in dark mode?
Yeah.
What? Dark mode? Is there dark mode? How do I do it? How do you fix dark mode on this?
I don't know.
There's
You're the
no
one who
dark
made
mode.
it light mode.
I love dark mode on everything. I've never seen dark mode on here ever. I don't think
What?
there is.
It's always that bright?
Yeah, it's always this. Well, I mean, usually we're looking at some other different screen like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you think is dark mode. But this little application's only this big. You can't make it any bigger. You can't make it bigger. I don't like it. I like full screen stuff.
Delgor says, don't print in dark mode in Notepad++.
Oh yeah, is there dark mode here? Can you put?
Yeah, there is. In Notepad++, mine's in dark mode.
Where the hell is
you gotta
turn it on. Yeah, you
gotta
write
run
a script.
Yeah.
You gotta write a script.
You
for
need
that.
a macro.
Yeah.
You need a macro.
Oh, settings. Here we go. Preferences. I'll bet it's in here.
Yeah.
Dark mode.
You'd think.
No, that's gonna freak me out. I like it, but it's gonna freak me out. I've used this for 5 years this way. I'm gonna just keep using. All right, here we go. It's gonna freak me out. Let's see. We're gonna give away a DM's Guild item. So this will be. You can get any item on the DM's Guild. Hey, by the way, let me just give everybody a heads up. I've had a couple people ask me, Rob, are you going to do the Insanity package for Christmas? And so the answer is yes, I am. I'm just not going to tweet about it 900 times like I normally do, but I'll probably more than likely turn it on the 24th and leave it on till the 1st. So if you didn't have a chance at Thanksgiving to get any of the year's Insanity packages, bundles, then you'll be able to do that again during the holiday time. All right, but for now, we're going to give away a free DM's Guild module. Anything you want on the DM's Guild. No packages, please. Let's make the keyword faux pas. Oh,
Fox.
Fox,
Oh,
Fox,
God.
everybody. Yeah, Fury's like, how do you spell? You have to spell that right, everybody. Exclamation point FAUX. Just think of it that way as a little rhyme. FAUX. So we actually didn't talk about faux pas, but
Well, the faux pas with the text, getting
oh right.
used to.
But there's also some do's and don'ts. We kind of did. You want if you're using the author extension or the manual, do one or the other. Remember, if you're using a third party like a fantasy module parser or whatever parser, don't change in the middle of your module. Don't update during them. Do get it all done and then update. Because you just I didn't start the timer. Everybody, whatever. Everybody knows what's up.
Call your friends. Tell them they got still a minute. Hurry up.
They got 50 seconds to type it in. I think everybody's probably already in. We're not going to get any more. The new merch is here.
Get your Rob 2E coffee mug.
You can even get, the Rob 2E coffee mug. You can get the t-shirt I have on right now. How do I even have anything that shows me? No, my camera's not even on. Whatever, who cares? Let's go back to the thing. This one. Fury, you didn't enter. You were so upset about faux pas.
Well, oh yeah. So sad about faux pas. Yes, that's my faux pas that I did enter.
All right, here we go, everybody. The winner is GWD 005. So you know what to do. You've won before. Go to the DM's Guild and pick an item that you would like. And then send me a direct message in Discord with your email, and here's the link for that if you want to make it easier on yourself, and your choice, and then I will send that to you after the show. And please do that sooner than later. Don't make me wait.
They don't sell lifetime passes for U-turns and Rob's driveway on the DM's Guild. So
Can
no,
you get
I
a
don't think you can
lifetime
get
pass for U-turns in my driveway?
Look at someone's already done it.
Well, no, that was me. Those are my tire marks.
Are you sure?
I am, because I went somewhere today. So here's the thing. So I got this arcade machine delivered to me yesterday, and they came and they drove up here, and it was like a full-size pickup, maybe like this one, with pulling one of those trailers that looks like it holds a race car or 2 horses, but longer than a horse trailer. And they drove up here, and now there was snow everywhere. This was all covered with snow. They drove up here, and then they backed up, and then they went away. And I thought, well, what the fuck? Maybe they looked at my house and thought it was the wrong address. So then I wait a few minutes, and then I see some people moving here. They're moving, and they're getting closer and closer. They put that arcade machine on a fucking hand truck from down here. This is maybe a quarter mile away. And they rolled it up this hill, and they rolled it all the way to my house.
Oh, weird.
And they got here, and I opened the garage, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're going, this whole street with the truck, and it was a nightmare, so we just decided to hoof it up here. And I'm like, oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Just take it across the river while you're at it.
Right. Might as well. But now I have it, and I've got 17,906 video games. Thank you.
Cool.
All right. Hey, we get to green this out, don't we?
Should do a spreadsheet of your games and which ones you've played.
Oh
and
my
how long you
god!
played them.
Oh my! Don't say that to me. Now I'm gonna do it. Christ!
Dang it.
I turned it on today. I played Zaxxon and Dig Dug, so I have 17,904 to go.
You're almost done.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
You got to test them.
Use Notepad++. It'll help.
And then you're gonna make me get when I get my pinball machine. You're gonna make me categorize all 8,000 or however. I don't know how many tables there are for that.
Wow.
But yeah.
So the next show is what?
So next week's show, we will be doing a show next week.
Grilled ham and cheese.
It's gonna be turkey talk. What did we say it was gonna be? It's just gonna be
ham and
grilled ham and cheese. Leftover ham and cheese. Holiday ham.
Ham and cheese.
Turkey talk.
Ham sandwich.
Ham and cheese. We're gonna put that on the slide, and people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
It's hand and sneeze.
So Fury. It'll just be Fury tonight, and we'll probably just bullshit and give away prizes and
because you're the ham and she's the cheese. Ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese.
I don't know if I want to be the cheese. No, thank you.
Well, you can be the ham, but I think.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, no.
I'll be. How about we're each half ham and half cheese? How about that?
Yeah. What is that?
You both could be the bread.
It's that bologna that has the cheese in it. You know what I'm talking about? The Kona ham or whatever the heck it is.
Oh.
You mean like olive loaf?
Yeah, it's like that, but it has cheese chunks in it instead of olives.
That sounds disgusting.
This is the most disgusting. This is the most disgusting thing
I
ever.
actually like it.
Oh my god! Well, first of all, I hate olives.
I love it.
And nobody knows what
pimentos.
this meat is. You know how people say don't eat hot dogs because it's made of shit nobody knows? This is worse. This is whatever this is.
Yeah, it's like Spam or whatever.
I'd rather have. Oh, I love hot dogs. I love hot dogs. Yep. I don't give a crap if it's rat ass.
Yeah, that stuff is kind of weird though.
So
I do like it.
But we'll just come and answer people's questions. P.S. At the end of the show here tonight, if you guys have any questions, do ask them because we will. Irish wants us to set a camera up on it. We will answer the questions if you have them before we go here, guys. So just ask us. My mother used to give that to me every day when I was in 5th grade.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know.
Oh my god.
Oh, I got a couple things I want to plug.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Okay, so starting next month in January, we are basically going to have a whole month of Traveler. Now, this particular show, we talk about 5e, but Fantasy Grounds supports a lot of other rule sets and such, and we're going to have some classes, some one-shots, and 2 or 3 symposiums. And each symposium is supposed to be pretty good. So we have a developer one. We have a publisher / conversion type show, and then another one is kind of a story writing, that sort of thing, Q&A thing. Where we have Seth Skorkowski on that show, along with Mad Beard Man, the Smiteworks developer. We have who else was that? We have the publisher themselves, Mongoose. We have a bunch of basically, I guess, semi-celebrity. I don't know, they're celebrities or whatever, but we have the shows for that, and then we have community developers like John Brazier Enterprises and another guy that does stuff on the Forge. It's just kind of a whole month of events that's going to center around that particular rule set, and we'll have like character creation and DM classes too. So if you're interested in checking out Traveler, advise you to come on into the Fantasy Grounds Academy and check it out. Like I said, there's things going on all month. We got at least one event a week, and that'll be the rule set focus. And then after that, I'm working on finalizing the Mappers Delight 3. So that'll be, if it works out right, I will have a bunch of digital cartographers on that show. That'll be roughly 10 cartographers or more. If I can get at least 6, we'll do the show. This will be the 3rd one. I do it every other year because I think every year is too much, like just way too often. So gives chance for people to finish projects, but also gives chance for new blood. So it's a lot of new cartographers coming in every year, but it gives them a chance to get established and that sort of thing. And then in April, where I'm working on doing Alien Day, which is on 426, reminiscent of the LV 426 in the Alien franchise. But in that show, I have a super uber fan from Spain. This guy is crazy. He's got props, toys. I mean, it's like his whole house is alien. It's really cool. And then I'm working on getting Jeanette. She's from Ramirez from the Aliens. She was the short hair, kind of tough girl, Hispanic looking space marine.
Oh, in Aliens. I
yeah.
just saw her the other day in something. Yeah, she's about 70 years old now.
Yeah, she's really nice.
She's
got
really
her own
nice,
like
yeah.
yeah, she's got her own little bra company, and or like a brassiere.
Maybe
boutique
that's
type
what
thing.
I saw. Yeah.
Yep. And then she's in Atlanta, I think, but her shops are in California. She's got one in Atlanta, in Athens, and then the other one. Anyway, so doing my research on that, and so she's thinking about coming on, and I'm gonna see if she'll play me up, but I can pretend I'm being Lieutenant Hicks or whatever his name was, and he said, "Hey, Ramirez, anyone ever mistake you for a man?" She goes, "No. How about you? Did they mistake you for one?"
Yeah, I love those movies.
That was a good one-liner. That was my favorite.
I'm trying to see if there's
roast.
What she looks like now.
Yeah, she's getting up there in
this
age.
This might be her here.
Yep. But she's a nice lady.
No, that's because Jeanette Velasquez. That's going to be a common name, but yeah, I saw her. Does she own a
2 plus aliens? Something like that. Plus alien or something. There you go. That's why is that? You have it on images. That's why.
Oh well.
Go to all. Okay. You should be able to find her. I don't know. What are you?
Well, I'm trying to see like her company. Like she does like.
It's called. It starts with the letter D. It's a brassiere boutique for well-endowed women. And
it starts with the letter D.
That's the name of the shop. But anyways, we're gonna have her on there, and then Free League Publishing. We're gonna try to get Valyar, who's doing the rule set. So we got a lot of So that's the one we're trying to get, and she's gonna go on there. I'm pretty sure she's been in other panels. So yes, April 26, 2022.
LV 426.
Yeah, so that's the official franchise day, and we're gonna get into the Fantasy Grounds rule set. We got some guys that are eager to they're learning the rule set now, and Valyar is going to clean up the rule set if there's any bugs or anything that needs to be worked out between now and April. So he has a heads up, gives them time to polish it and such. So lots of stuff coming up.
Figure out how to load one of those loader NPCs into Fantasy Grounds.
But that's what we got going on, and then of course, our weekly classes. We try to have at least one event a week. It's been a little stale right now because of the holidays, and not sure what's going on. But even with the new D&D releases, it's been back to back. It hasn't been that busy lately, so starting to pick up again though. The fall, whatever, autumn sale and the Christmas sales and stuff, those definitely those make a difference. So
yeah, I'd like to see some activity on the DMs Guild.
Yeah,
the sales have been garbage.
Dismal. Yeah, well, it's kind of like that all across the board. I mean, even in the college or the academy, we're not seeing as many people, and it's kind of leveled out. We're kind of starting to plateau a little bit. We haven't broke the 9,300 members yet. I don't know what's going on. I think the robot has to be broken, but I could be wrong. It could be me broken, but I don't know. Something's changed, so we'll see what happens.
Something. The news says everybody's got extra money to spend this year, and I'm like, oh, they do?
Really? Where? I want to know that guy.
I'm not seeing it.
They're getting their extra money to spend on groceries.
Yeah, right. That's about it.
Yeah, the food prices. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Honey, we got some extra money. Let's buy a burrito.
Let's get. Hey, what do you want to do with your Christmas bonus? I don't know. Napkins.
Yeah, that's used to get Christmas bonuses
Super
like
size?
that.
I'm going to drink a hydrate from Nafum. Thank you, Nafum.
Yep.
Hydrate. All right.
Yeah, it's a great lineup. Yep.
Good times. Thank you, Leroon, for dropping by the show.
No problem, guys. Good to be back once in a while.
Yeah, we will see everybody next week. Fury and I will be here for some ham and cheese. I don't still even know what that means. And it'll be fun. And then we'll just play Escape Simulator instead.
If you guys run a one-shot, let me know. I'll play with you guys.
Well, it won't be on Sunday, I'll tell you that. But yeah,
No.
Actually, I'll be running a one-shot for Sven on January 12th. I don't know if it's going to be streamed or not, but he asked me to do that, and I said no, and then he convinced me.
What kind of game is it? Is it obviously D&D, but
yeah, I'm running for his group. They take a break. So I will show you what I'm running.
Yep.
I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna run for them this Quick Dungeons one.
Cool. Yeah. I like it.
By Patrick E. Pullen with Rob Toohey.
Yep.
And so it's probably 2 hours. This is the whole map. That's the whole thing.
Does he get line of sight?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it a little signed?
Yeah.
That's the PDF, though.
Where's the sign? Oh, yeah, that's the PDF. Right.
We need to look
at
that.
Yeah, the PDF should have line of sight on it.
No, if it does, I want to know about it.
Right.
The only the only module that should have line of sight that doesn't now is the one I keep asking people if they have an old copy of it, because I still have to do them. Yeah,
the Minds of Chult.
Minds of Chult. I fucked it up and I erased the line of sight. Now I can't get it back, and I'm gonna have to go in and manually do it.
What, you want my module, Rob? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Do you have
old module?
Do you have an old module?
I think I do. I will have to look for it. So it's I know which one you're talking about, I think.
Minds of Chult. Yeah, just let me know.
Yep.
Because if you have open the module, unzip it and see if it has the XML files in it, because that's what I need.
Oh, okay.
Because we did line of sight on it, last year.
But I haven't re-downloaded it in who knows how long, so it may not help you.
Well, yeah, he might have one so old that it didn't even have the line. But yeah, just check it. As a matter of fact, all you guys that are watching the show, please check if you own Minds of Chult. Here, let me show everybody. If you own the
Let me see if I can find
Chult,
it. I know I have it. I was excited about it.
Oh, it's good, and he actually did new maps, which is what I want to. So he did all color maps, which is what I'm trying to update. That's why I need the line of sight. But if anybody has the Minds of Chult mod with the line of sight XML occluder files in it, I could use those, and I would be most grateful if anybody would send that to me.
And I would too, because I'm currently using some of those, and I would love to have line of sight on them.
Yeah.
Hey, did I miss the drawing?
No, we gave it to Gwyd, GWD.
Oh,
remember?
cool. Yeah, now I do.
That was him that asked for the lifetime passes.
Yeah. Got it. All right, I'm looking, Rob. See when I.
Yeah, so let me show everybody. If you go to, you can do this with any module. But if you go to Minds of Chult, let me see, do I even have it in here? What the hell, man?
Okay, created in April 2020.
Ooh, that sounds promising.
Modified in 2018. Access December 2021. So that's today. So that could be a ticket. I'll send this to you.
Okay. Oh, here. Yeah, you can send it to me right now, and I'll open it up live on stream. Okay, let's do it.
Right now. Right now.
Live on stream? Really?
Yeah, I'm going to open it live on stream. We're
now,
still streaming.
Do not condone piracy or sharing of proprietary information.
Unless I'm the one that made it.
That's right.
All right, let's do it. Let's download
Put that little disclaimer in there.
Gonna download it, right?
So who's the author on this? I want to apologize to him now.
Oh, Jeff Stevens.
Jeff Stevens, if you're watching this,
some good stuff.
We're not doing anything wrong.
Oh,
we're not doing anything right either.
All right, moment of truth.
I mean, drum roll, please.
No, there's no, because this is
too old.
Yeah, it's too old. Damn it.
Yeah, sorry.
Damn it! All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to, unless somebody wants to volunteer to do the line of sight, I'll give you the module for free.
Where's the let me look at that.
You want to see
It's
the
only
maps?
like-
Not too bad,
What is it,
actually.
like 8 maps or something? It's not a lot.
You want to see the
Well,
maps?
yeah, let's take a look at the maps. The new ones. And not all those have to be done. It's
No,
just one.
so the old maps are the black and white ones,
Right.
player and DM, and now he's done them in color. So player, and you don't have to do the DM ones. You don't have to do line of sight.
Right.
So there's
You just
1,
do the-
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think you're right, Drake. 7, 8, 9. There's 9 maps.
Yep. They don't look really complex, so that honestly, that looks mostly like just clicking around. You know, it's not like you're going to have a bunch of intricacies. It doesn't look too bad. The only one I could see is maybe the mine of whatever that is, Sorrow. That might be a little finicky.
Oh yeah. Hey, by the way,
but-
Leyron, did I ask you about? There's a way you can make a paint layer and then
Yep.
copy it
Yep.
and then do the line of sight for the walls. Is that?
Yep.
Do you know how to
That's
do
the thing.
that?
Yeah, you just get a copy of a map. Let's say this black and white one. Put it in Fantasy Grounds like you would, but instead of using it as a map, you would use it as a tile, like a asset. You overlay it, and then you just fade out the alpha channel, and then you build out or you fade it out to where you can barely see it, and you use that as like your overlay or your guidelines, and then you paint or draw lines or whatever with the outlines of it.
No, but there's Josh showed me a thing where you can do the line of sight with one click for the whole map.
Oh, geez. Let me
Yeah,
think about that.
and he did that with us on
You're
the
using-
Sunday show. I gotta fucking go watch that again.
Hey,
all right.
Don't
You're
remember.
using the paint tiles that have line of sight built
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because I just I'm a guy that bought I went full in on campaign cartographer like 6 years ago, and I haven't ever used it. I mean, that's not true. I did use it, but I
Yeah.
mean, I get
No,
I
did
get
too.
I buy the
$600
annuals every year, and I never
I
even I
love-
don't even fucking open that thing. But I love the whole idea of the reason. It's just fascinating to me. It's like I don't have the skill. I don't have the
time.
but I don't have any talent in map making. I would love to be I would love for my job to just be map making, but I have zero talent. It's like I can't even draw a stick figure on a piece of paper. I really can't.
Mm-hmm.
So those shitty maps that are in Unknown Whom, that's like the best work I could ever possibly hope to do. And then Josh goes and he puts like a Rembrandt painting, and I'm like, what? How did you? Oh my god!
I know. Yeah, when I teach the class, I go all the way up to that point, and I'm like, you know what? I'm out because I don't want to sit here and do Adobe art for 2 hours.
Yeah, Dungeon Draft Celestian looks like it's so nice and user friendly, and I kickstarted a couple things too, like Dungeon Fog and Aeos or Adios or whatever the hell all that is, and whatever. It's just so frustrating because I can barely use Photoshop just to make slides for the show. Like that's all I can do. All right, so yeah, if anybody wants to do line of sight for Minds of Chult, free module, I'll give it to you. Just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to end up having to do it here over the vacation because I'll finally have to.
Good practice for you.
The thing I've been able to get away with this whole entire time, because the person that did the line of sight, I can't remember who it was. But I basically gave them the Insanity Bundle. I gave them everything I own. And they did the line of sight for every adventure that wasn't done. And I went back and uploaded them all. So my whole entire catalog has line of sight now. And he did them all. And he did it in like a week. He did like 200 modules in a week. I don't know how the hell he did it. But he would just keep cranking them out, like 6 at a time. I wish I could remember who that was. Because chances are, whoever that is, and I just can't remember who it was, has the XML files on his hard drive. But it was somebody that was in my Discord server that was quite active and that I talked to a lot, but then they kind of disappeared. And I just, I talked to like, what, 500 people a year, and I just don't remember people's names unless I'm talking to them daily, right? I don't remember. That's how I'm a bad person, everybody. I'm a bad man. Can't remember somebody's name. Plus,
And on that note, to end the show.
let's end the show.
Yeah.
Rob's a bad guy. Fuck that guy. All right, yeah, we're gonna be done. Hour and a half. That was a longer one. I knew tonight would be a little bit longer, but that's all right. All right, good times. Fury and I will be back next week, and hope to see you guys back here then. And good gaming, everyone.